Another Cactus Wrestling ranking and preview, 165 pounds. Before we get into the Keegan O'Toole versus David Carr saga, drop a comment down below. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And it really helps the channel out, and it helps us grow, and it helps us make videos like this for you guys. So without further ado, I'm going to share the rankings. I don't think there's any surprises here. Keegan O'Toole and David Carr are your top two wrestlers. And honestly, like, these guys are probably top 5 pound for pound. And they just happen to be in the same weight class. I mean, this could continue to just go back and forth and back and forth.
Well, it went Carr, O'Toole. So it might just continue in the O'Toole direction because O'Toole's improved upon every match. And the last one, if you went from the first match, he lost, I think, 7-2. And then in the finals, he won, like, what, was it 8-2?
Something like that, yeah.
So, I mean, it's trending in the wrong direction for Carr and the right direction for O'Toole.
I don't know, though. David Carr is such a dynamic wrestler. He's never placed, not national qualifier. Was that the COVID year? I'm assuming.
I think 2020 was. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's never placed below third place at the NCAA tournaments. I mean, he's beaten Keegan O'Toole. He's an incredible wrestler. It's so hard to predict this. I mean, they're going to see each other multiple times again this season, and it's just going to be who's best at the NCAA tournament.
It's going to be O'Toole.
I could be Mesenbrink.
This guy with the Penn State. This guy can't stop talking about the
So
Penn State.
You do know Mesenbrink's not in the lineup yet, right? So
I just want to give a shout out. So on our latest video, when we talked about AJ Ferrari and the comeback at 197, the comments were pretty great. Again, Bilbo Baggins had a comment about Mesenbrink, and I said he's a stud. He might redshirt this year because Penn State has so many horses already in the lineup. He might as well save his eligibility for after they lose Brooks and Starachi. And he goes, he wants to, Bilbo Baggins, 7095 goes, he wants to wrestle the best. He isn't an Iowa coward.
He isn't an Iowa coward. That's great.
That is unbelievable.
So, I think that Mesenbrink might come out here and wrestle the best. And whoop
That's
up.
True. Yeah,
David
Iowa definitely. I mean, he's got a point there.
If Mitchell Mesenbrink wins 165 over Keegan O'Toole and David Carr, I'm buying you.
Hodge trophy out.
I'm buying you an Ernie's pizza.
An Ernie's pizza, hell yeah!
Connecticut's finest pizza, Ernie's Pizza. Check it out.
Ernie's New Haven classic.
I just don't see it. I mean, yeah, he's a great wrestler, but we don't know if he's in the lineup or not. We don't know if he's at the weight class. We don't know if he's redshirt. There's just too many unknowns. And even how great a wrestler he is, you got Keegan O'Toole and David Carr. These are two of the best. I think they are in the top 5 out of pound for pound for all the wrestlers in college wrestling.
To play devil's advocate there, who's Keegan's practice partner in the offseason?
Tell me.
Mitch Mesenbrink.
Okay.
Keegan practices with Mesenbrink?
They train together at AWA. That's where they're both from.
Ah.
They've been wrestling each other their whole lives.
Really?
Well,
he's on the same past trajectory. He's won his world title the same time like Keegan did.
Yeah, but Keegan took third as a freshman, so Mesenbrink's
Mesenbrink skipped that. He did his redshirt year.
Oh, okay.
I remember he was at another school. He transferred.
Right.
He was at Cal Poly, I think.
State. That's right.
I'd say that if there's someone out there that knows Keegan O'Toole as good as anybody besides David Carr, would be Mitch Mesenbrink. He's on the same trajectory that David Carr and Keegan O'Toole had as far as winning his world title at 74 kilos in U20. He's coming from the Penn State room, which loves David Carr. Nobody knows David Carr better than some of the guys in the Penn State room. I mean, those
Yeah,
are his
him and Aaron
buddies.
Brooks are like buddy.
That's what I'm saying. So he's got the inside edge on David Carr from Aaron Brooks. He knows Keegan O'Toole like the back of his hand. I'm
I
just
mean,
saying, if Mitch Mesenbrink
this
goes
Penn
65,
State fan here really loves to spin it towards Penn State.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
for,
all I'm saying is,
for someone who's known for bashing us for some wild takes, this is a pretty wild take. Comments
Yeah.
down below if
in
you
all-
think Mitch Mesenbrink can make a run at this weight, and I will gladly eat
As
my
it currently
words
stands,
if he
based on the
does.
paper, yeah, like I don't see it.
I'm,
I don't
so-
see it as, I mean, if he starts, knocking off some of these guys, maybe I'll entertain the idea. But as it currently stands, he has not done anything that leads me to believe he's going to knock off Keegan O'Toole.
I mean, he had a more impressive Worlds tournament than who we just talked about, Meyer Shapiro. He
Yeah,
teched
but
his way through the entire
there's
bracket.
no one at 57 besides Haynes. Like
Yeah.
you're
He
talking
took
about
second in
two-time
national.
NCAA champ Keegan O'Toole.
Haynes is not the same as Keegan O'Toole.
I mean, he had a better freshman year than him.
Okay, that's not Haynes in 2 years.
Yeah, there you go.
We don't know.
Like,
All right, so
this is
in all
Keegan
seri-
O'Toole now, not Keegan O'Toole 2 years ago against Mr. Mesenbrink.
In all seriousness, I think it's going to be Alex Facundo that has the spot.
Yeah, Facundo probably will have the spot.
I think Mesenbrink's going to have the Olympic red shirt. If joking aside, and also like completely focused, I think Mesenbrink is going to have an Olympic red shirt year. I think it's going to be Alex Facundo, and I think he's going to All-American, but he's not going to be a high All-American.
I do not think he will even get to like the round of 12.
Ooh.
I
We don't
would
even
be
have him
that.
on the honorable mention list.
Yeah, but he had a bad tournament.
I really believe that.
A bad season.
No, he beat Cam Amin.
He
So
did
don't
beat Cam
forget.
Okay,
Facundo
was that the
beat Cam
highlight of
Amin
his
then.
year? Like that
I
was.
mean, I think he had some. I'd have to look this up now. Let me pull up his wrestle stat.
So Alex Facundo beat Cam Amin, who we have as number 3. Let's get to some of these guys on the list. Dean Hamidi. Again, Cam Amin always beats Dean Hamidi, so we have Hamidi at 4. Mikey Caliendo at Iowa this year.
He was a true freshman last year too. No, wait, maybe he was a redshirt freshman.
I think he was a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, I think he was a redshirt.
But still, freshman season, taking 7th at North Dakota State. You would think that he would improve upon that. Although this weight class is pretty loaded. I mean, it's
I know 65 and 57 are like two of the most stacked weights.
You got Izzy Olejnik at Oklahoma State, transferred over from
returning
where was he? Northern Illinois.
Yeah,
I think he was. So he's an All-American returning. Julian Ramirez. Everyone's high on Julian Ramirez.
He's got a good pace.
He scores a lot of points in those matches. You could check out those videos we have where we live react, where he scores over 28 or 32 points in the 2 different matches, both of which happen at different NCAA tournaments. I think it's like the first round of consolations.
He's a scorer.
Bryce Hepner is a guy we have honorable mention. I think he'll probably be higher on this list by the end of the season.
Bryce Hepner should have started last season.
Yeah, we were looking through this. He beat Carson Harkla, and yet they were like, nah, Harkla's still got
let's go Harkla. And then Harkla didn't even All-American.
Yeah, so Hepner finally gets the spot. We were like, oh man, this guy lost out in a senior year, but apparently he's only a sophomore. So I don't know how that works, but I think the Ohio State website has him listed as a senior, but who knows with eligibility these days.
It's just you can't keep. It's tough to track any of these guys because you're like, oh, he had all these dudes like, oh, he has more time still. It's crazy.
But to talk about Facundo, like everyone else on this list, Caleb Fish, Bubba Wilson, Holden Heller, Matt Olgan, I wouldn't be surprised if Facundo outplaced all of those guys. Peyton Hall is a tough wrestler.
Peyton Hall's All-American before.
He has, yeah. So maybe Alex Facundo, you could see him in like that 9 slot, I could see. But he's beating Cam Amin, and he's Penn State guy, and it's hard to go against.
But Matt Alguin's beaten Shane Griffith, so
Matt Alguin for Hodge.
So does that mean that he's gonna get? Oh yeah, he'll place top 8 because he beat Shane Griffith that match.
I am and I know it's coming from me, so like take it with a grain of salt. A lot of these guys, like David Carr, And I'm gonna have not Keegan, but David Carr, Alex Facundo, guys that usually do like a lot of freestyle stuff in the off season, didn't even attempt to do worlds or make a world team or anything. They were super focused solely on folk style. So I think
Which
you're gonna
worked wonders
see,
for Elias.
yeah,
He focused only on folk style and he won the title. So
that's what I'm saying.
no, exactly. Like I'm agreeing with
That's
you.
what, yeah. So David Carr and Facundo have always been like, okay, like Facundo's been on tons of world teams. Carr has won world titles. I think that with them saying, hey, we're going to go after this, really aggressively folk style season and not, focus on anything else is going to really pay dividends for them. And I wouldn't be surprised to see David Carr beat Keegan O'Toole. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Alex Facundo All American.
I'd be surprised if Facundo All American.
You would be surprised about both of those, though, right?
Who? Who's the second one?
I said Carr winning.
I mean, it wouldn't be as surprising. I'm expecting O'Toole to win, but I wouldn't be like shocked if Carr won.
What do you think is the more surprising thing? David Carr beating Keegan O'Toole in the finals or Alex Facundo All American?
Facundo All American.
Really? Oh,
I'd be more surprised by Facundo All American.
I agree with I agree with that just because I wouldn't be like David Carr's beaten O'Toole. Like I think he
three
can.
times.
I think he's almost the favorite. So
I think Carr is the favorite in my opinion.
yeah. Drop a comment down below. Who's gonna win this thing? Is it gonna be Keegan O'Toole or
Bryce
David
Hebner.
Carr? We did a poll, actually. This is interesting. So we did a poll, 113 votes. 59% said Keegan O'Toole is gonna win this. 29% said David Carr, 5% said Mikey Caliendo, 4% Dean Hamidi, and 2% Cam Amin.
No
But
love for me.
what did the comments say by Drama King?
So the comments, John McCain 9377. I didn't see Mitch Mesenbrink's name there, so I couldn't vote.
So I couldn't vote. The guy is not even necessary. He could be, like we said, the Olympic red shirt.
Like I said, I'm happy to eat my words if it happens, and I will buy you an Ernie's pizza, but I do not think Mitch Mesenbrink is going to win this weight class this
I can't believe Cam Amin, the returning, one like fourth, got the lowest votes. He got less than Dean Hamidi and Mikey Caliendo.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and
surprising.
I don't think he's ever lost to Dean Hamidi.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never lost to Dinamiti, and Caliendo took 7th.
I voted for Keegan O'Toole. I just realized in that poll, and I think I'd like to see David Carr win, but I believe Keegan is probably the better wrestler.
Keegan O'Toole.
Keegan O'Toole for Hodge.
I want David Carr to win, but
Could win the Hodge.
it's Carter Starachi's.
No way.
Honestly, I probably think I like Aaron Brooks for the Hodge or Vito. If Vito
I feel like if he's not Olympic redshirt exists.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. If he doesn't redshirt, I feel like Vito's a really good Hodge, candidate.
Well, I think you guys are forgetting about Mitch Mesenbrink for Hodge. Obviously,
I already said. I think I said Bryce Hebner for Hodge earlier. I don't know. I've been saying everybody for Hodge lately.
Bryce Hebner for Hodge.
Well, what do you guys think of this weight class? Who's gonna win it? Is it gonna be another O'Toole Carr rematch? I think it would be great. They got a great rivalry going on right now. Drop a comment down below and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And thanks for watching.